Well, I want to welcome you guys back to K Speaks. I know it's been a little bit since I did a video, and I didn't mean to leave you hanging so long. I really didn't know exactly what I wanted to talk to everybody about first, and so I figured I'd give myself a little bit of time to kind of figure that out. But I'm back, and as you see, I'm in the car again. I'm driving again, going somewhere. But I wanted to talk to everybody about staying away from women who got MBDS. That's MBDS. That's multiple baby daddy syndrome. Yes, it's a term that I came up with. You'll probably never hear that from anybody else because it's my term. If you hear it from somebody else, it's because they got it from me. But yeah, it's my term that I coined like maybe a year or two ago, and it's MBDS, multiple baby daddy syndrome. And this doesn't apply for women who've been divorced and they got kids from a divorce, or maybe been divorced twice and got kids from two different marriages. That's not necessarily multiple baby daddy syndrome. Multiple baby daddy syndrome is basically a chick who goes from one dude to another, having multiple kids from multiple dudes, and it's a common thing in our society today. I think that it's something that needs to be addressed. I mean, it's been addressed by a lot of people, I'm sure, but they never really coined the phrase like I have, multiple baby daddy syndrome. And so I'm not like a originator on this. I'm more like an innovator when it comes to the term. You know what I mean? But yeah, there's quite a few ladies out there who have it. Young men, if you got stuff going for yourself, then you got a future ahead of yourself. You're not some lame thug that's just trying to like lay around and screw baby mamas or just like screw chicks and or whatever. You're an intelligent young man who has a future and has something going for themselves. Stay away from women like this. Stay away from women who got multiple baby daddy syndrome. A lot of these chicks, let's just put it out there. Women who do this show that they are not responsible with their reproductive organs. I mean, and it doesn't matter how they got it like that. I mean, like I said, outside of, you've been divorced a few times or whatever, you had kids from different marriages, that's different. But these girls who's like, oh yeah, I got a kid from this person, I got a kid from that person, and I got a kid from this person. I'm still a good mom. Yeah, that's bull. Because if you were a good mom, you wouldn't be, you wouldn't have had guys one after another coming inside of you and giving you kids while you have other kids in the house. You know what I mean? Like, come on, you get, okay, we could probably give them a pass on the first one and possibly on the second, but even when you come to the second one, now you have a problem. Now you have some, like, you have shown that you have really bad decisions, poor decision making processes when it comes to having guys or being with certain like type of men. And a lot of these chicks, I'm not gonna lie to you, a lot of them the first thing they go for is like the bad guy. And these chicks, they're with bad guys. They have sex with these bad guys, and they know they're bad guys, and they say, oh, that guy, he was just horrible, he was a bad guy, and he's a piece of crap, and blah blah blah. Yeah, but chick, you slept with them, so you knew he was a gangster, a thug, drug dealer, or whatever, and you still open your legs to him. So that's your choice. And I'm so sick and tired of these chicks saying, oh, it's not my fault that all the men that I had in my life have been this and that, or they abused me. No, it is your fault. Because 9 times out of 10, you had a good guy that came by and was like, hey, look, I want to like do right by you. Oh, you're just too nice. And I know every good guy has heard well, you're a nice guy, and, but we could be good friends, and, I just don't want to ruin that by being with you and blah, blah, blah. Yet you see him down the line with a dude that's no good for him. And then next thing you know, they're all like knocked up or whatever. But let's get back to the subject. A lot of these girls have really bad decision-making processes when it comes to themselves to like men. You know, they're with the bad guy. And then that doesn't work. They have a kid from that guy. So what do? They try to get another guy to come in and, you know, well, that didn't work the first time, so let's try it again. That guy ends up being somewhat similar to the first guy, and then she has another kid by that person. So now she has 2 kids in the house, and both the kids got different last names, you know, 2 different dads. It doesn't look good. She goes out again, and for whatever reason ends up pregnant by whomever. And a lot of these times these girls are going out and just having kids from dudes, one, that they know have no future ahead of themselves, 2, that they know that are like in some kind of like criminal activity, and 3, no daggone well they can't even financially support the kid that they're making with this chick. And these girls know that, and they still open their legs to them. Stay away from this type of chick, man. Stay away from them. They can be parasites, and I don't care how much they tell you. Oh, you know, yeah, I got 3 kids from 3 different dudes. You know, I'm not a whore. Okay. You know, you're not a whore, but yeah, you got 3 kids from 3 different dudes, and you know, you're not a bad mom, yet you let guys come into the house while you have your kids there. And you know, you're supposed to love your kids, but yet you don't protect your kids from these guys. You know, you don't protect your kids. You let these guys just come up into the house, and you don't keep them away. You know, you don't keep them away from your kid, your brood. You know what I mean? It's just ridiculous, man. You know, you'll hear him say stuff like, well, I'm still a good mom, you know, I take care of my kids. If you're a good mom, you would have chose a better dad. And you know what, I've heard women say stuff like, well, if I had to, you know, because I've asked them a few times. I asked a few women, like, if you had the chance to do it all over again, would you do it all over again with the same knucklehead? Well, knowing that, and I stop them when they say well, and I said, knowing that he's a deadbeat dad, knowing that he's gang affiliated, or knowing that he's has criminal activity of some kind of way, knowing this stuff, would you still have done, if you could do it all over again, would you still be with this? Well, yeah, because if it wasn't with him, then I wouldn't have the same kid. What? So basically, you're telling me that you put your kid through this hell all over again. You put your kid through hell by having your kid in a single parent home with a deadbeat dad who has criminal activity and gang related or drug affiliated or whatever, or just a loser in general. You would still do it all over again just to get the same kid and put the same kid in the same predicament instead of just getting a better dad for your kid. And why not be married first? You know what I mean? It's just bad thinking. I don't know where these chicks get this thinking process from, but what they'll do, and you gotta really be careful, young man. You gotta be careful, man. You gotta watch. These chicks they tricksy. You gotta watch, man, because what they'll do, they'll let all these dudes hit the skins and scram, and then knowing that you're a good guy, you're a stand-up individual with a future ahead of himself, they'll want you to lock them down and be dad and all this other stuff, and you know, help take it. Well, you know, that's another thing they'll say. Oh, well, you know, I'm not really looking for somebody to be dad and father to my kid. Yeah, you are. Because you know, the real dad is not even in the picture whatsoever, or he just doesn't want to take care of responsibility at all. And you know, oh, there's another thing. They say, oh, well, you know, and I'm not, you know, I make my own money, I have my own job, so I don't need anybody to help support me. Yeah, let me tell you something. If you get involved with this chick, and let's say you get married with her, will she expect you to help take care of the bills in the house? Because guess what? Taking care of the bills in the house directly affects the kids. And say stuff like food and those kind of, like, electricity, all that stuff. The kids benefit from all of that stuff. So will she expect you to take care of those things? Absolutely, she will. She will. So indirectly, you'll still be taken care of. It's just not a good thing. Stay away from them. There's plenty of women out there who have no kids, who are goal-oriented, but at the same time family-oriented, and know how to balance the two, that are young and don't have the baggage. Because trust me, there's tons of baggage that come along with a chick that has had that many dudes in her and have had kids from that many people, man. Trust me, there's tons of baggage that comes along with it, and you don't need that as a young man who's trying to, make his way in life and who's successful, wants to be successful in the whole nine. You don't need it. Listen, a lot of these girls that have MBDS, a lot of them, they won't want you to be around women that are real women, that will give you good advice. You know what I mean? They won't want you to be around those kind of chicks, because they'll tell you the truth. They'll tell you the truth. They'll tell you not to be with a chick like that. And those girls are afraid. They don't want you to be around a real woman who's going to tell you the real truth about that. And just stay away from chicks that have MBDS, man. Stay away from chicks who have MBDS. Feel free to like the video. I know that there's going to be tons of females going to hate this. They're probably going to listen to part of it and not listen to all the other stuff that I say. But fellas, do me a favor, thumbs up the video if you like it. Share the information with other people, because there's a lot of brothers out there. And I say brothers, I mean like men in general. It's not a color thing. But there's a lot of us out there that just haven't had good guidance from men. And that's the reason why I do what I do. If I would have had the knowledge and the information I have that I'm giving you right now, oh man, I would have been in a different place. So some of this stuff I'm speaking from experience. Some of this stuff I speak from stuff that I've seen other people go through. And if you can learn from somebody else telling you, then that's the best way. Experience is not always the best teacher, because with learning from experience, a bad experience, you waste time and you waste money, and you don't need to waste any of those two things. So they're both precious and valuable. So this is part one. I have a feeling I'm going to do a part two to don't date women who have MBDS, multiple baby daddy syndrome. You heard it here first. Multiple baby daddy syndrome. You can point them out. You can take a quarter, maybe even a penny, and throw it within 5 feet of you, and you'll hit a chick that has MBDS. They out there. They're out there by the drones, man. You stay away from young men who got stuff going for themselves, have a bright future ahead of yourself. Stay away from chicks that have MBDS. I'm out. Like I said, like the video, share it with some of your fellas, because I'm pretty sure somebody that needs it. Put something in the comment. Ask me any questions. I can probably do videos on other things. But yeah, just let me know what you want to talk about, and I'll just do a video on it.